If you add up all the American casualties of brave men and women who died in all the major U.S. wars in the 20th century combined, they don't equal the number of lives lost through abortion in just the year 2012 alone, when over 1.2 million unborn children perished through abortion. Every day, well over 3,300 unborn children lose their lives in abortion clinics across our nation, and it's never reported.
I think that it's good for us to remember those lives, though, and allow it to grieve us a little each day so that it can inspire us to never rest and never be silent and never grow lazy in our work, because the death toll continues each day.
The numbers are truly staggering when you really look at the impact, and no matter how you try to graph it out, no matter how many stadiums you try to fill up, no matter how many states you try to put in the perspective that wouldn't be here, our minds just can't comprehend that.
Since 1973, 40 years ago, we've lost 55 million babies. Many of those babies were African American babies, and I'm an African American woman. 2 of those babies were mine.
Abortion is the #1 cause of death in the Black community, greater than AIDS, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and violent crimes combined.
In the Black community, 1,452 Black lives are lost every day. This is tragic. This is horrible. These are lives. These are points of potential, points of light, who could have contributed positively to our communities.
As I began to travel across America, I began to see that the abortion clinics, Planned Parenthood clinics specifically, because they are the largest abortion provider in America, are on or near streets named after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And part of that effort was, well, we're going to target the Black community. We don't want them to know it. Their hero is Martin Luther King Jr. So let's move our clinics into those areas, and people would be a little more willing to accept what we're offering.
According to research by Protecting Black Life, 79% of Planned Parenthood abortion facilities are located in minority neighborhoods.
It saddens me when I hear that African American women are 12% of the population, but we make up 40% of children being aborted. Because basically, I mean, we're just throwing generations down the drain, and we're not giving our children a chance to live.
You think of 40 years of the destruction, not just of the unborn, but of millions and millions harmed in that process, both women and men. And so we're looking at devastating numbers in the Black community, where 60% of Black pregnancies in New York City are aborted.
But there is not a greater attack on minorities, and especially Black children, than abortion, and then what's going on in the minority neighborhoods, in the urban neighborhoods. There is an attack on Black children.
2010, I had one, and it's something that you constantly think about. Like, you would think it was just, okay, well, I'll go in, I get this abortion, like all my problems is wiped away, I don't think about it anymore. And it's not the case at all. Because regardless of, no, you might can't see that baby physically, but mentally you know it was there. You know this is what you done. And you think about what this baby could have been, or what was the sex of the baby, or how old your baby may be now. I was awoke during my abortion, so I seen the baby going into the container, and it's not a pretty sight. And just seeing that image, and then when you go to other places and they try to show you images of baby, you be like, you don't want to see that. You seen it before. I actually regret it because I feel like I had the abortion to turn around in the same year and have to be pregnant again with another baby. I had made an appointment, waited for the appointment to come, drove from Indiana to the north side of Chicago, and walked in, and I just couldn't do it. I was only in there like literally 2 seconds. I walked in and walked back out. And it was like, what made this child different from this child? I probably would have been with both. I don't know.
Abortion also greatly impacts the Hispanic community. Latinas make up about 16% of the U.S. female population, but they account for nearly a quarter of all abortions, to the tune of over 300,000 every year, breaking down to over 825 abortions by Latinas every day.
Latinas girls usually think they don't have support, enough support from family, from boyfriends, or even married couples sometimes financially think they cannot handle.
Planned Parenthood strategically targets the Hispanic community with countless abortion clinics in Latino barrios across America, as well as with marketing campaigns.
I am that poverty Hispanic female that Planned Parenthood, is constantly on the TV priding themselves that they're helping me. I was her. Never once did Planned Parenthood give me information to empower me to make an informed decision. When I was 16 years old, I walked into Planned Parenthood for the first time in my life to exercise my freedom of choice. And I believed with everything that I had in my being at that time that it was a legal procedure and it was my right. 4 years later, at the age of 20, on my 5th abortion, I realized for the very first time that my freedom of choice meant 5 children gone forever. Abortion is something that will be with you for the rest of your life. And so if you're looking at this film today and you're thinking you want to exercise your freedom of choice, just know that that freedom will be with you for the rest of your life. And that regret will never go away.
A lot of people thought that they were helping women and really giving them the solution. And now people are, after all these years and all the years of suffering, more and more people are starting to come forward and say, look what it did to my life.